and try to love me, pretty little baby. I'm hoping that you do.
You're still beautiful.
Looks don't interest me.
That's easy for you.
Personality over looks. How can you be a personality or over looks type of person? You come to tell me you want to wake up every single day and look at Shrek for the rest of your life just because Shrek is funny. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? For you to be in a relationship with someone, you need to have some sort of attraction towards them. You can't sit here and tell me, yeah, I'm gonna go and fuck that cockroach. You wanna know why? Because the cockroach made me smile. You've lost your mind. There's always some dumb people talking about, oh yeah, it's all about the personality. It's not about the looks. Obviously, the personality plays a role in you becoming, close. You get what I'm saying? You have a bond. But you can't sit here and tell me you're a looks over personality. Nah, bro, you're a nasty nigga, bro. Just admit you're nasty, bro. Just know that your type is ugly bitches. That's all it is. Now your kids are gonna be ugly. Now your whole family, Jesus Christ, your whole family's gonna look like cockroaches. You're just gonna be the odd one out. Nah, bro. I mean, yo, I respect the game. Around them, you look like a 10, but reality, you're just a 5. Do you get what I'm saying?
And what about personality or looks? Being honest, being brutally honest, like, honestly, truth.
Honestly, personality. But the looks have got to be there.
But why? But why personality over looks? A little bit.
Because you can be pretty and still be like... Am I allowed to swear on here? Or yeah, you can still be pretty and still be a...
I've always been a personality over looks person. And I think it's because I don't really like to associate myself with my appearance, because whenever people have put value in my appearance, then they neglect me as a person, or they don't value me as much for everything else. For example, in my last relationship, when I broke up with my ex, one thing that he said to me was, "Do you think I'll ever find somebody as pretty as you?" I felt so insane when he said that, because I was like, okay, I know that I'm pretty, but is that all I am to you? Is that all that I am to lose to you, is a pretty face? What about everything else? You know that Barbie audio? I don't care how attractive somebody is, the second that they show me that they don't have morals and they're rude and inconsiderate people, all attraction goes out the window. I cannot be attracted to that person from then on. It also goes the opposite way, where it's like I can look at somebody and not immediately be attracted to them, but as I get to know them, I genuinely come to like their physical features more, and I find them genuinely attractive. As in, like, their physical appearance becomes more attractive to me than it was previously, if I like their personality. Whenever anybody used to ask me what my type is, I could never describe my type in words. I can't even describe my type in gender. I can describe my type in terms of personality, and it's usually just people who are considerate and honest. Honesty is something I value so much, because anytime anybody has lied to me, that's taken away a piece of my freedom, and to me, freedom is so important. Because you're deceiving me. You're not really letting me make my own choice if you're lying to me about who you are. And they've got to be funny. I've never been attracted to somebody who was not funny.
Because you chase a 10, the ones that are 10s on the outside, not to be too, like, nasty, a lot of the time they're not very nice people. When they're extremely good looking, sometimes they're just narcissistic, you know? So I'd rather settle, I'd go for a girl that works at McDonald's if she's a nice girl and she's somewhat good looking, as opposed to some, like, 10 out of 10 hot girl that just wants my money, you know?
Personality?
Personality.
Really? But then is that not a friend then, if there's no attraction?
Well, I think you can grow to be attracted to someone, can't you? So I think...
Good answer. So do you think that personality makes someone more attractive?
Yeah, 100%.
Looks versus personality when it comes to dating. I keep seeing videos online of people debating their opinions of what is more important, someone's looks or someone's personality when dating someone. So I'm going to stick my 2 pence in and tell you what I think, because I'm surprised not everyone has the same opinion as me. Bottom line is, you need to be physically attracted to the other person. How is it going to be anything more than a friendship if you do not find them attractive? And like, the way someone looks is what first, like, initially attracts you to them. So to say looks don't matter at all, that's a complete lie. Like, I don't see how that can be physically possible. If you don't like the way your partner looks, like, it's just not going to work. You need to physically fancy them. However, then after that initial attraction, that is when the personality and the importance of personality comes into play. I don't think one or the other is or isn't more important. I just think they both are important. And some people that are like, oh, looks don't matter, like looks aren't important at all. That's a flat out lie. They have to matter. But I think after the initial attraction that you found out like you fancy someone, that is then when the personality is like make or break. Because I've always find myself like every time I chat to someone, it's their personality. I'm like, I really fancy their personality. And if I don't find them attracted from their personality, then it's not going to work. But it's the looks that initially attracted me to them. I think for me personally, the way I go about it is firstly, I've got to find you physically attractive. Once I fancy you, then I will start getting to know you and your personality. Personality-wise, I think has to be like a little bit, you have to be funny, let's be real. Like no one wants to date someone boring. You've got to be funny, a little bit cheeky, a little bit flirty. Like our personalities just have to match in that way. You've got to match my vibe and my energy, and obviously have a personality that I would fancy. But like both equally play into like the whole dating scene. But I just don't understand people that are like, oh, that's so shallow if you care about looks, that's so shallow, like looks don't matter, it's about what's inside. Wrong. They both matter. You have to fancy them, but then obviously the personality is what like makes or breaks it after. But honestly, I cannot imagine looking at my partner and not enjoy what I'm looking at. Like, the people that say looks just don't matter at all have got to be complete and utter liars, because it just doesn't even work like that. You need to physically fancy them. Like, you need to find them attractive. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Like, what's even the point? You're basically just mates at that point because you don't fancy them anyway. So, it's okay to admit that looks matter, guys, okay? It matters.
Would you go for looks or personality more important?
I think I probably used to go more for personality than looks. I think I'm about to switch that up.
I need to change my type.
I need to change my type, yeah. So I'd say, yeah, looks definitely helps. I mean, I wouldn't say I've, dated or, ugly guys. I mean, you might beg to differ.
But there are some that have like too high of an ego. Like their head's inflating. They think they're better than everyone. That 100%. I can't do.
No, I couldn't do that.
I'm sorry.
No, I couldn't do that.
I love the humble hot.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even know he's as hot as he is.
Same. Yeah.
Good. We love to
or they
keep
might
you
know
humble.
that they're actually, they're not
looking.
ugly. Like they know that they're not ugly.
They look in the mirror.
But they don't, act on it.
Do you agree or disagree that a good personality is always more attractive than good looks?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's probably way more important, but I have to be physically attracted to them first. You got to be physically attracted to someone to build that personal connection, I think.
The physical attraction is probably what starts the relationship. I mean, not in all cases, but if you're starting from scratch, it's probably the physical attraction that you feel towards them, that instant feeling when you look at them. You're physically attracted to them. You don't know them at all mentally, but once you get to know them, it's very important. I think we've touched on this before, how important it is to
have a good personality.
Bro, one of the biggest lies that I have heard from people when it comes to choosing who they want to date is,
I don't really care about looks. I only care about personality.
Cap, bro. That is so cap. So you're telling me when you see a little shit that you want to fuck with, you always tell yourself,
damn, I bet their personality is so fire.
No, you don't. And you're lying to yourself if you say you do. The first thing you always tell yourself when you see a fine shit that you really want to mess with, you always tell yourself, damn, they are so
bad.
And look, I ain't trying to judge y'all for having that mentality. I don't blame y'all. Maybe you at one point did give a sharp shit a chance, thinking that their personality would make up for the fact that they're
ugly.
Next thing you know, they cheated on you and you look stupid as hell and all your friends are making fun of you because you really got cheated on by a
chop motherfucker.
So you raise your standards up just a little bit. Or maybe, just maybe, you don't want to date nobody who's chopped. Like, let's keep it real now.
You don't want to date nobody who's chopped.
You want to date someone who you can look into their eyes and be all like, damn, they are so beautiful. I sure got lucky with this one. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, your definition of beauty isn't the same as someone else's. You may not find someone attractive, but that doesn't mean that there's not someone in the world who will. And bro, honestly,
that's completely valid. That's valid.
If you were choosing a long-term partner, what's more important, personality or looks?
Looks first. I'm not gonna cap. A lot of people gonna be like personality just to be politically correct, but I'm gonna say everything starts with looks.
Okay, I like that. It's honest.
Everything it starts with the eye. I have to be attracted to you, and then I want to know what the personality is like.
You know what's the hard truth that most people don't want to accept? Looks matter, unfortunately. Unfortunately, if you are better looking than someone else, you will have a lot more privileges than someone else. Now, I'm not saying you have to have the prettiest face or the most handsome face or be the most chiseled jawline, whatever, right? I'm talking specifically about the way you carry yourself. If you carry yourself as a bum, the way you dress is not very pleasing, you look like a tramp, or your beard is not lined up, or you don't really take care of yourself as a person to even look good. You don't have to be the prettiest person in the world, right? You need to make yourself look better. If you're not training, if you're overweight, if all these things, they add up. And it's just simple facts that people who are in shape, people who look after their health, people who look after their skin, people who look after themselves and their appearance, unfortunately get a lot more opportunities in life. And that's unfortunately the truth. Most things you do in your life, if you're well groomed, you're well looking, you look good, you look smart, you smell nice, you'll go a lot further than people who just don't really take care of themselves. So always keep that in mind, because the first impression of someone looking at you is the impression that's going to stick with them for most of the time. So always try to stay sharp, look good, wear good clothing, don't walk around and be around looking like a tramp. And look, that's the truth you needed, man. Pretty privilege is real.
Let's have the looks versus personality debate. Your personality won't matter in two scenarios. Number one, online dating. Women swipe right on average 1 out of every 16 profiles. Imagine 10 guys are in a room. She's like, nope, none of them. Then another 10 come in and she's like, fine, that one will do. The second your personality won't matter is in a cold approach elevator pitch scenario. When you walk up to a girl in a club or a bar, I'm sorry, if she goes like this, 1, 2, that's all you get. Your opening line could be funny, she could find you entertaining, but in that moment, if you're not physically attractive in that moment, it doesn't matter. Now, if you're really handsome, like 8, 9 out of 10, online dating, you'll crush it. When you approach women, most of the time they'll be receptive and actually welcome your approach. The only time personality is king is when you have excess exposure. If you're a girl's coworker, you're in her social circle, you go to school with her, over time, months or years, you could end up dating that girl. In conclusion, if you have a great personality but you're not attractive, increase your exposure around the girl over and over and over again. If you're handsome, shoot cold approaches and get on dating apps.
Personality over looks, but looks matter. Personality matters, but looks also matter. I'll never understand people who get with other people just because of their looks. Because if your attitude stinks, if your personality stinks, then automatically you're ugly for me. But then if your personality is nice, do you know what I mean? Like that attractiveness might come later on, but you just have to be some sort of attractive. But personality is so important, do you know what I mean? Like if they're making you laugh like 24/7 and they're doing all these things that no one will ever do for you, do you see that attractive side? Do you see that outside appearance? I don't know. But then when I'm trying to take pictures with you and we just don't look nice together, what's going on, man? Imagine you can't post a picture with your other half, like, and it's not like you're going to be funny all the time. What if one day you wake up, you're just in a bad mood, and I'm like, bruv, you're clapped anyways and your personality's gone as well. Guys, comment down below what you think.
In relationships, your personality is not enough. I don't care how mad you guys get at me, but if I'm not attracted to you, you're a friend. You're a friend. You're nothing more. I'm not gonna date someone who's ugly to me. I'm not gonna go and date someone who I find unattractive. Although you could be a great person, phenomenal human being. I would love to be your friend. I would love to be your friend. It doesn't mean I don't like you as a person. It just means I'm not gonna date you because I'm not gonna date someone who I don't find attractive. If I am not sexually or physically attracted to you in any way, shape, or form, why would I date you? Why would I do that? You guys would probably say the same. I understand that your personality can make you way more attractive to people, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It can only make you so much more attractive. And second of all, why would you want to have a child with someone you don't find attractive? Why would you want to start a family with someone you don't find attractive? Just because you don't find them attractive doesn't mean you have to get rid of the person. You can still have great relationships with them, but they don't have to be, like a sexual, physical relationship. So yes, looks matter so much more than you think. Your personality is not enough.
Banter is where it's at, okay? I don't want to say looks don't matter because they obviously do play a factor, but looks will bring you to someone. Like if you see someone attractive, you're gonna be like, papa, and then walk over there. But personality will make you stay. Because on the other hand, you can go up to a 6'5", blue-eyed finance guy, and you're like, hi, and he has the personality of a loofah, and you're like, okay, I don't want this. But then you can go over to the medium ugly, semi-ugly, maybe downright hideous dude. But he's riddles, he got jokes. Like, as long as you have your top row of teeth, we can work, okay? We can make it work. We can do some give and take, meet me in the middle. The personality's where it's at. And I feel like a lot of guys get it confused, and they're always like, wow, like, sorry, I don't have money to take you out. Like, okay, relax. If you have bus money, we can talk. But also, like, if you're the vibes, if you are vibes, there have been so many standards that I have cut just because I was like, oh, he's vibes. I'll be like, oh, I'll buy the Uber home for 8+ months because you're vibes, Like, it's fine. You can give me like one piece of a chocolate for my birthday because vibes, So don't do that, but know that we're willing to work with you.
If you think that it's a joke when I say that I prefer personality more than appearance, it's not. And this is the explanation why. No hate, it's just my observation, just my experience, just my opinion, okay? I prefer personality more than looks because growing up, I have spoken with people who really like sobrang tama sa type ko when it comes to looks. But when I talk to them, parang, meh, parang biglang, what? Sayang itsura mo. Like, biglang, alam mo yun? I don't know if they're just not interested in me or they're just not friendly in general or talagang wala lang talaga silang substance kausap. And growing up, I have never been the person na sobrang pretty na lilingunin mo when you walk past by me. No, I know that. Na parang I'm not pangit. There's no pangit. But like, I'm just average. Like, hindi ako yung tipong, oh my God, ang ganda niya. Hindi ako ganon. Like, I feel like I become prettier the more you get to know me. So, gets by my mind. Like, I think people would actually like me if they become my friend and they hang out with me more and they actually know my views in life, my abilities, my talents, the stuff that I'm capable to do. Tama ba yung grammar? But ganon. Yeah, and I feel like people who grew up being bullied, that they're not like the pretty ones, hindi sila lagi napipili sa school to join the pageants or become the muse and the escort. Sila yung mga tao who kept on proving themselves when they were growing up. Na parang, I am not just looks. I can do this. Hindi man ako ganun kaganda, pero I can sing, I can dance, I can host, I can act. Yung mga ganong people. And I feel like those people are more interesting and those people are the people that I want to be with. Instead of people na all looks. People might say na parang, why are you hating from outside of the club? You can't even get in. Yes, I couldn't get in. Like, I cannot be beauty standard. I cannot reach it. And tanggap ko yon. That's why, growing up, I thought to myself, ilalabas ko yung talents ko, abilities ko. I'm gonna develop my skills. I'm gonna find ways on how I can, accept myself more. Na parang, I am way, 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 way beyond what I look like. Like, people might not like me for what I look like, but they would like me. I'm gonna make sure they're gonna like me because of how I present myself. How I, have this mindset about work, about academics, yung mga ganong stuff. Like, yeah. So that's why I prefer personality more than looks, or character more than looks. And like, if ever, like, yun yung pinaka-ayoko, yun yung pinaka-natatakutan ko, na people would tell me na, she's just a pretty face. No! How? I'm not even that pretty. I'm not like model vibes pretty. So if a person says that to me, I'm gonna be like, what? No.
What do you guys prefer? You can only pick one. Money, looks, or personality? What are you thinking? A little too hard.
Looks.
Looks?
I agree looks too.
I say looks, yeah.
You can make a personality. Like, I can but like, if I'm not attracted to you, I'm not attracted to you.
Personality or looks? First, I want to start off by saying, if you said personality over looks, you are lying to yourself. Because let's be real. If you look at someone, the first thing you're thinking of is, okay, you look good. You're not thinking, your personality is nice. Come on now, let's be real. Obviously, both are important, innit? But if you're saying personality over looks, you're basically saying, if I look at this person, I'm thinking you're funny straight off the bat, like, no, that's not how it works. You have to look at someone, see if they're attractive or not, and then initiate convo if you find them attractive. And then you can say, okay, cool, this person's personality is good, bad, whatever. It's looks over personality every time. Every time.
Don't lie to yourself and say personality. No. You can be funny, cool. I'm gonna find that out later. But initially, it's looks. Because I'll be real, I'm not chatting to you if I don't find you attractive. I'm not chatting to you. And just for the people that are a bit slow, when I say I'm not chatting to you, I mean like I'm not chatting to you on that level, like as in gonna make you my girl or anything like that. We can be friends though.